This is the stunning Rams Hill in Southern California. It's a top 100 public golf course in America, and last year when I visited, I shot a 77 amid some of the best conditions I've seen. And upon revisiting, my driver was still firing, and once again, the course delivered with incredible conditioning on a near perfect day. The goal today is to best my previous 77, and despite only getting a few hours of sleep the night beforehand, I teed it up here at 7 a.m. and carded a respectable 81. So this is my second round of the day, and I'll show you every shot of what low handicap golf really looks like on a stunning, albeit challenging golf course. It's certainly not as remarkable as the pros on TV, but I'll just try to stick to my game. And fortunately for me, the fairways are firm and fast, so even on uphill tee shots, I'm getting extra distance compared to normal.
133 playing 140, so it's going to be an 8-iron. Oh, I yanked it.
My first approach of the day leaves me a long putt for birdie. The greens were running at 11.5 on the stimp this morning, and they only got firmer and faster in the afternoon. So this is no joke of a first putt of the round. But I lean heavily on my putter in order to preserve scores. And here on one, I'm able to two-putt for par.
The holiday season is near, which means Black Friday is near. Don't buy a new $650 driver because it's not going to improve your game. What will improve your game is professional instruction. And the Swingtweaks Black Friday deal that lasts all the way until Cyber Monday, December 2nd, is the best deal they've ever offered. It's 10 Swingtweaks, basically an entire season's worth of golf instruction, for $180. You could spend $120 on one lesson with a pro. How about less than $18 per lesson? Check out the Swingtweaks Black Friday deal.
More on the Swingtweaks Black Friday deal in the description below. And now back to the round. It's a weak drive here on 2.
Yeah, that was pretty effing bad.
But it's a par 5, so I'll nonetheless have just a short par 4 left. And I'll make a strategic plan over the next shot.
Okay, this will be short of the trap. It's 215 to the trap. Yeah, that's fine. Smart golf. Okay, so 138 playing 144. Slope all around. Okay, we're going to hit all of a 140 club.
But this proves to be my first of several weak iron shots today.
Okay.
And scrambling at Rams Hill is no joke. The greens are so firm and fast that this relatively decent pitch rolls out a ways from the hole.
Stay there. Boy, look at that thing release. Wow.
And at this point, I'm far more concerned about preserving a two-putt than I am about trying to salvage par. And it's a pretty good effort here.
Thanks.
And I will walk away with just a bogey. And that's how I'll conceptualize a lot of holes today. This is stroke hole 5, so my most likely score on 3 is a bogey.
Sit.
And after hitting a great drive here, I hit another dud over this approach shot.
We're going to bump it with a gap wedge. It's going to wind up far from the hole, but on the green is the goal here.
Now it's just about ensuring that I get this recovery shot onto the green so that I have a putter in hand for the next one. I know I can't get it close to the hole, but that's fine. And onto another long leg. It's breaking a full 8 feet or so to my right, but I'm far more concerned about pace on this one. It proves to be a great effort, and after a terrible approach shot, I'm just fine walking away from this hole with a bogey. This hole has given me nightmares in the past. It's only about 250 to the fairway bunkers, and while trying to take something off of this driver, I wasn't quite committed over the swing, so it should come as no surprise that I hit a wipey fade up the right.
Got 150 playing 154. Ball's a bit above my feet.
And with the knowledge that this lie should send my ball left, I aim right of the green and ultimately hit it right on my target line.
Catch that slope and do something good.
But it does indeed catch a good kick to the fringe, where I'll be able to use my putter for the next one. It's another tricky one to judge with the speed, into an uphill slope before hitting a downslope for the last 10 or 15 feet.
I'm happy to go good if you are.
I'm going to putt this one.
Good 4.
My buddy Aaron decides we're going to putt these ones out, and this is usually the strength of my game. But it's a rare miss for me here.
How often do I do that?
And now the bogey train is in full force. But we'll put it behind us heading into 5. It's another one where I've decided that my best miss is to the right.
So hard to know once it gets up there if it comes down or not.
Although even I was admittedly surprised to get up to the green and see that my ball ultimately wound up 25 feet left of the hole. And this is yet another one where my focus is to just get this one to tap in range. It turns out to be right on line, but just a few revolutions short. And I'm happy to get off the bogey train with a par here. I mentioned that the fairways are firm and fast out here, so take the number of this drive on screen with a bit of a grain of salt. My best drive only carries about 230, but after rollout in these conditions, I almost reached the fairway bunkers at 300.
Okay, so 223. The pin's right over the middle of the bunker, but my line's left of that because there's a big downslope into it. And this can be smooth because it's downhill once it's up there.
And now I have my eyes set on reaching this green in 2. It's a very narrow target I'm aiming at here, but this one is exactly on my intended line. I'm thinking I'll have a putt for eagle here, but...
Oh, it fell down into the trap.
And this shot definitely poses a challenge. I have to play about 45 degrees away from the pin here in order to get it anywhere close to the hole.
I think 58's okay. It's got to go way left.
And I've really been putting in some work on my bunker play lately, and it does pay off here. It goes exactly as intended, and leaves me with only about 5 feet for birdie. And at your request, I am going to do a video soon highlighting my change to the lab putter, although this isn't a good ad for it.
I pushed it.
It's taken a few rounds, but this is actually the first time I've hit a putt with it and known immediately that I missed my line. And after that, I'll have to settle for par. The rocky start is firmly in my rear view here on the tee of 7, but this is another hole that calls for a fade off the tee. And as is my typical miss when trying to hit a fade, I overdo it, and it winds up smack in the middle of a fairway bunker. But no bother, I've drawn a good lie here, and I'm hoping to catch it clean and put it on the green. But as is common for me when attempting this, I catch it super thin.
Bunker to bunker. Oh, short of bunker.
And I'm thinking that it's good that I've avoided the bunker here, but upon reaching the green, it's clear that the bunker probably would have been the better outcome, because from here I'll be hard-pressed to pitch this one close to a tucked pin.
Man, hard to do better there.
And the result is a 12-foot downhiller for par.
Stay up.
I don't quite get it to drop, and I'll have to settle for bogey. This tee shot sets up better to my eye. It's a slight dogleg to the left, and this is a much more comfortable swing than the last one. And here on stroke hole 2, I'm happy to have an iron in instead of a hybrid or a fairway wood. Another confident swing here, and I thought this would be all over it, but it comes up just a hair short.
That's the same exact spot I was in this morning.
I've actually yet to scramble for par today after missing a green, and I'm hoping that this is the hole to do it, with a pretty straightforward chip here.
Got to make a putt, which I haven't done for a while.
This one leaves me just enough to worry about, but with a straight uphiller left, I give it a confident stroke with a bit of pace, and I'm able to get it to go.
Okay, so 143, but we're into a club.
After committing to taking extra club here, I'm not quite sure what went wrong with this swing. It's a pretty massive pull draw off my intended line, but the golf gods do give it a break here.
Oh, what a kick! What a kick! That's going to be a nightmare putt, though. Because the problem is if I wedge it up there, it's going to miss super far right.
Although the resulting birdie putt is a tough one. I know I have to play it up into the fringe here, with the knowledge that even a good putt will race past the hole.
I'm going to try the putt, but this sucks.
But that's okay. I'm committed, and I just have to accept the outcome.
I mean, I kind of knew that was going to be the result.
And this is a big hole in my match with my buddy Aaron. He also has a tricky 2-putt for par here, and he actually almost manages to drop it for birdie.
Oh, great putt. That might have been very clutch for the press.
So I've got nothing to lose now with my par putt. So once again, I'll give it some extra pace. And I escape this hole with a very hard-fought par. And all in all, I'm pretty happy with the front. A few bogeys out the gate, and thereafter some pretty solid play to close out the 9. And I'm hoping to keep the momentum going on the back.
204 and into, but I'm still going to try to roast a hybrid over the traps.
This is the nerviest tee shot yet today. You can see from my alignment that I'm trying to play away from the water. And after this one catches the far right corner of the green, the course helps it out.
Keep going left. Oh, it is too. Look at this. Go!
But the birdie putt will pose yet another test of the flat stick. But the lag putts have been pretty solid so far today, and I do a decent job gauging this long downhiller, leaving myself about 4 or 5 feet for par. And this time, I'm able to get it to go. I'm pretty pleased heading into the par 5 11th just 4 over par, because this one plays massively downhill, and this morning I was able to reach the green in 2. But that won't be the case after this drive.
Sit. Sit.
For better or worse, the ball stayed in play, but I'll have to manufacture something here just to get this one back to the fairway. But it proves to be above my pay grade, and it gets caught up in the bunker. I'll opt for the high lofted hybrid now, but I catch it fat
Whoops.
and barely advance it onto the fairway here.
Hate these downhill lies.
And I definitely spoke this next one into existence. It's been a while since I've shanked a golf ball, but for your viewing pleasure, here it is.
Yeah, I knew I was going to shank that.
I'll try to just shake it off, because I do have just a wedge into the green now. And this one is exactly what I was trying to do, but...
That's such a shame. We played this morning and we played it short right and it kicked right to the hole.
And at this point, I want to just put this hole behind me. I have about 20 feet uphill from the fringe here, and it's a decent effort.
Double.
It's my first double square on the card today, and we'll just move on to 12. The drive here was a lousy strike.
Oh, God, I almost missed the ball.
But it still manages to get out there. And fortunately on this hole, I'll still be left with the wedge in. But you can tell that I'm less than confident picking a target here.
That wasn't too good.
The result isn't too bad, but this is another one that I'm not super confident in.
Oh, get going.
The lag putts have been solid so far today, but finally I misjudged one here. It's more than a flag length short. And as for the par putt,
You mother...
it's no good either. And I'll settle for bogey. And the next hole proves to be the biggest roller coaster of the day. It starts with a truly wayward tee shot.
That hit something hard. I had to take a lateral here. I got 174 playing 184.
And after taking advantage of the desert lateral, I pushed this one way off my target line too.
I've been over there before. There's a golf course there.
And now, some for the blooper reel. This one fails to get up to the green,
Oh, no.
and rolls almost all the way back to the same spot. And the next one? It does indeed roll even further down the hill than the last one.
It's going to come right back down to me again.
Negative yardage is never a good outcome of a golf shot. And at this point, I'm breaking one of my own rules of golf by not really giving this shot the respect it deserves. My only thought is to hit it hard enough that come hell or high water, it reaches the green. And you won't believe the outcome.
I couldn't see it. It's in? Did it actually go in?
Well, I looked up and I saw your ball land, so then I ran to go look at the hole, and it's in the hole.
Okay, I still need to count. I think that might have still been like a triple. I got to count it. That really went in? Let's go.
So I think this might be a first for me. A hole-out double. I'm trying to get this round back on track here on 14. And sure enough, I find easily my best drive of the day here,
Been waiting for that drive all day.
followed by this.
Oh, God. When you start shanking them, it's not a good thing.
And I won't lie. It's at this point of the round that I'm starting to lose hope that I can reel it back. Worse still, I'm already making the excuses in my head.
Just keep the camera there. I'll hit another one.
It's late in the day, I'm tired after 2 rounds of golf on not a lot of sleep, and blah blah blah.
Okay.
I truly believe I manifested the rest of this round into existence. But it's nonetheless important to share it with you. Regardless of your skill level, sometimes your game just falls to pieces. You can lament it and let it ruin your day, or you can just roll with the punches and try your best to hunker down over at least some of the shots some of the time. Like this lag from the fringe. At least I can't shank this one. It proves to be a good one, and for the second consecutive hole, a fistful of bad shots, one good one, and a double bogey.
Ugh.
And that's tough medicine to swallow heading into stroke hole 1, a 430-yard hole with a well-protected green to boot. But the golf gods truly work in mysterious ways, because after all of those bad shots, this drive is absolutely middle.
Thanks.
And out here, it's a 300-yarder.
130 playing 135. I've just pressed a big money match, so let's say the shanks are behind us, please.
I say some prayers here, but...
Shank.
And it's not easy to see this one on camera, but I follow it up with a flubbed wedge here. And as for the next one, yeah. At this point, it's probably best to just go with the flat stick. But even that's a bit of a challenge here. The best I can do is get this one here to about 15 feet. And it's amazing just how much things can slip away once you stop treating putts on these greens with respect. And it's although the game is making a mockery of me.
It's going in anyway.
Because just when I'm content to pick this one up for triple, I give it a totally uninterested smack here,
Of course it goes in.
and it finds the back of the cup.
It's 165, which should be a 6-iron, but I'm going to hit a hybrid because I have a case of the shanks. Smooth 180 club.
With no confidence left in my iron swing, my goal from here on out was to hit no irons, only woods, hybrids, and wedges. And that proves to be a decent strategy here. A backed off 180 club does indeed wind up just past flag high here, and I'm hunting for my first birdie since the 10th hole. But like I said, the second I slipped out of my normal putting routine, the greens here ate my lunch.
What the fuck?
I'll have about 10 feet coming back, and I can't get it to go. So the beatings will continue until morale improves.
I think my line is like the far bunkers on the right.
This morning, this green was reachable with a good drive, but my confidence dissipated a full hour or so ago, so I'll just dink one up the right here and hope to leave myself a wedge in.
No shank.
And now, I'm just praying for my first green in regulation in memory.
I'm just not going to think.
It's a 60% gap wedge, and finally,
I like that. Get up there. Yeah.
a green in regulation. And a look at erasing some of the damage from today. It's a downhiller breaking a cup and change to my right. But not quite. Hey, at least it's a par. I have such positive memories of this hole. Just last year, an amazing eagle on this hole propelled me to a win in a tournament with my dad's golf group. But today, a more inauspicious start.
I was hit so bad.
And this is actually a good example of taking distances with a grain of salt, because at home in the Pacific Northwest, this was a 200-yard drive. But in either case, no going for it today. And even for me, this swing is pretty pathetic.
I'm tired. All right, it's safe.
I've just lost all confidence today.
Okay, I got 128 playing 132, and given how bad I'm hitting it, taking extra club.
And if I'm honest, maybe some of my energy too. Because this is another crappy one.
Oh, that's so bad.
And now, on to one final effort to scramble for par. After watching Aaron fail to putt one up this hill, I'm determined to get mine there. And I guess I do it in the technical sense. But check out this next putt.
That's pretty bad.
And even the bogey putt's no good. I'll tap in for yet another double to conclude the back nine a truly disastrous 13 over par. I sort of buried the lead in this video, but that was intentional. Like I mentioned earlier, I wanted to demonstrate that low handicap golf doesn't always mean playing to your cap any more than a high handicapper should expect to play to their handicap every day. They say they call this game golf because all of the other four-letter curse words were taken. Sometimes the game humbles you, and that's the way it is. It's the way the game goes, and you've heard me say it before. Oh well, on to the next one.